Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Health Talk, and tonight I have David Kumpe of the Elevated Fitness, and my friend Justin told me about your Elevated Fitness, and I'll tell you what, it's an awesome place.
Well, thank you.
And we had the pleasure of shooting you and Bridget at the Four Suites about weight loss or holiday eating holiday.
Yeah.
Holiday.
Staying healthy through the holidays. Yeah.
And it was, you guys are not only have a master's in fitness, but you also have nutrition degrees as well.
Yeah. Yes. We both have CSCS, Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist, and then Bridget is also a certified nutritionist.
Well, I tell you, since my wife watched that show, she has measured the amounts it eats, and she's already lost 10 pounds. And your show was only on about 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, but it raised the awareness. And then after we shot your lecture at the Four Suites, I went to your location. What did we say? It's at the Village Center?
The Village Center, yeah. So,
and you're kind of by Sports LTD?
Exactly, yeah. So the north end of town, there in South Lake Tahoe, right next to Rayleigh's and Sports LTD.
So I already had the technical expertise from the night before. What you said was clear, concise, and you had a lot of information. But when I saw your location at Elevated Fitness next to Sports LTD, you really have a very unusual setup for working out. Mm-hmm. Could you describe what's your concept?
Yeah, so the typical your typical box gym has a lot of machines, the stationary machines, a lot of treadmills, stuff like that. First off, our style of training is very different from that. We don't use very many machines, so that informed a lot of what we did. So basically, ours is more just a big open space, almost like a big play space. And then we got all the fun toys in there, like sandbags and ropes and kettlebells and tires and stuff like that.
It was awesome. So you can put the amount of sand in for what you want to do, and you do different kinds of movements. Mm-hmm. And you had, I think the shoot I saw, or the class I saw, was it like 40 seconds on?
Yeah.
And then you take 20 seconds to go to the next item.
Next station,
and next station, you had like 15 stations?
But 9 or 10 stations,
9 or 10?
Yeah.
And people were working out, and then they went to the next station, working out, and it was a pretty good workout when I was there.
Very, very good, yeah. It's what's called falls in the category of metabolic training or high-intensity intervals, where it gets that really high intensity work for a short period of time with a quick recovery, and then doing it again versus doing kind of the same pace like a lot of people do on the treadmill or on a bike, which turns out is not all that beneficial for you. And it does, most people don't really get the results they want by doing that, but by doing the more intensive work for shorter periods of time, you get a lot more bang for your buck. Well,
I told one of the assistants at the Barton Hospice, and she said her boyfriend was doing it and really loves it. Mm-hmm. And it gets the now, these 40 seconds a higher workout than most of your classes? Is it a higher level?
It changes throughout the month. The way we program it is the first week of the month is what we call our deload week, kind of our easy recovery week, so lightweight, shorter time intervals, and then each week gets progressively harder. So that 40 seconds, that was actually the third week of the month, where it's 45 seconds on, 20 seconds off, and then the next week it goes to 60 seconds on. So it, as I said, each week builds upon the last, both in terms of time you're doing and the exercises. So the exercises you do one week feed into the exercise you do next week. Maybe you're doing a more complex version of it, or you're going from 2 feet to 1 foot doing the same move kind of thing. So the complexity goes up as well as the time.
Well, another thing I liked about it was when you first become in your place, you do a computer outline of their fitness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Our members have two options, and they get each of these monthly. They can either do body composition analysis, so it's a kind of a health snapshot. It does weight, percent body fat, bone density, water saturation levels, visceral fat level, basal metabolic rate, so you kind of see where you're at health-wise. We also then do what's called a FMS, or functional movement screen, where it's 7 exercises, and we score how well you move in each exercise. So it's a quantitative
my range, make sure you can get your range farther.
Range of motion, also like different planes of motion, where you're strong, where you're weak. So it kind of measures all of those things. And again, it gives you a quantifiable score. So just like you can see your body fat going down, you can hopefully see your movement score going up. So it's just another way of our main thing. Our main philosophy is just we want people to move better and to be strong. And so when you're moving better and you're strong, everything else kind of falls into place.
Well,
weight loss happens, fat loss happens, more energy, everything like that.
Now, that particular class, is it like 12 weeks, or is it longer? Or?
It's ongoing. It's ongoing. Yeah. Our members now every member is a little bit different, so we sit down with each member and we speak with them in terms of what their goal is, and then how many times they should come to class, what they should be concentrating on, things like that. So, but it's an ongoing thing. We have various things. For example, right now we're doing a little 3-month body challenge thing, so that's kind of its own self-contained bit. But for the most part, it's ongoing because, I mean, health is ongoing. It's not just in 6 or 12-week segments. And a lot of people, especially now with the new year, people think with their New Year's resolutions, it's okay, these 30-day challenges and stuff like that. It's all fine and good to get someone started, but what about after those 30 days? What about 60 days from now, 90 days, 2 years from now? That's what we want to look at, is full body health for the duration of the person's life, really.
Well, another thing I liked was that you're talking about staying consistent with what your ideal body model of yourself is. It's because you don't really believe in diets.
Correct. Yeah. We believe in eating healthy. Yeah, doing something that some crash diet or fad diet, and there's lots out there. Is just, it's not all that healthy for you. You may lose some weight, you may lose a little bit of fat with it, but almost always that weight's going to come back because again, it's such a drastic change. So we believe more in healthy eating from the beginning, how to make smart food choices, what kind of portion sizes are right for you, things like that. So nothing extreme. We don't prescribe to any particular diet, as it were, or supplement name or anything like that. We don't push product or anything like that. It's just how to eat healthy, how to shop healthy at the grocery store, what choices to make, eat this, not that kind of thing, and going from there.
Well, Deborah has already lost 10 pounds from just looking at what she eats and then the portion sizes, especially the portion sizes. I didn't realize how much we ate till Bridget said, this, and you said the same thing about other items. I thought, then you had an analysis of certain restaurants and choices.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of people go wrong, is portion sizes. A lot of people don't fully get just how much is in, or what a proper portion size is. Basically, we tell people palm of your hand is kind of a good measure of that. So if you're going to have like a chicken breast, make about the size of the palm of your hand. If you're going to have with the side of, like, say, potatoes or something, again, about that size. The one thing that doesn't apply to that is vegetables. You can just pile on as many vegetables as you want. That can be huge.
I love vegetables.
Yeah, they're great. Just chock full of nutrients and everything there. So so that's portion sizes is definitely something that people have the most trouble with, I think, is a sense of how much they should be eating and how much they currently are eating. Most people, when we have them keep down a food log when they first start out, they're surprised at how much they do actually eat without realizing
that's
it.
another thing you just touched upon, the food log. And that's what I'm going to propose to Deborah next, is you start writing down those and what works and what doesn't work, because the log is a perfect idea.
It's a great thing, and again, it makes you aware of what you're doing. Like I said, many people, if you're snacking throughout the day, kind of absentmindedly, and you're having stuff, you're not really aware of it. But as soon as you start writing it down, you really become aware of it. One, in terms of, wow, how much am I actually eating? And two, it keeps you honest a little bit. You're thinking, okay, writing it down, maybe I shouldn't have that second helping of candy, or maybe I shouldn't take a handful from the candy bowl at work, or whatever it is.
Which is probably like from stress. And then when you said that candy bowl at work, I've started paying attention to how many places actually have a candy bowl.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
So if you're one that would take a piece here and there, they'd really add up over time.
It adds over time, and it's also just being aware of it, so that, not to say never have that. You're a human being. We have taste buds for a reason, and it's okay to have the bad stuff every now and again, but just being aware of it to the point where that's the exception instead of the rule is what you really want to go for. And
then you incorporate with your workout routine. So then tell me more about your gym, how you have different items.
So. Several things informed our decisions on what we had. Like I said, first off, just the background and training that I have, and Bridget has. As with any job, things evolve over time, and so what I'm doing now is different than what I was doing 5 years ago. You learn more, you change your philosophies with it, you learn what works. So we knew that we didn't want to have machines and things like that. from a functional standpoint, because people all day are, we sit in our cars to drive to work, we then sit at a desk in front of a computer, we sit in our cars some more to drive to the gym, and then people go and immediately sit some more. They sit on a bike, they sit on leg extension, they do seated dumbbell curls. They're sitting on the whole time. The human body was not meant to sit for long periods of time like that. So we want to get people up, was our main thing, was have them standing, have them moving that way, you know, like you did as a kid, really.
It's true, yeah. You're
And
always playing.
Exactly. And so then we also then wanted to make sure that the implements we use fed into that. So again, nothing fixed. And things, a lot of what we do falls into what's called odd object training, where it's not, life very often does not have evenly distributed weight with a convenient handle on it. It's, you know, you pick up your kid and a bag of groceries.
I'm just thinking bag of groceries.
And you got your dog on a leash all at the same time. Like that, there's a lot going on there. So what we do is we take a sandbag and load it up with weight, and as you pick that up, the sand shifts and moves, so you constantly have to be shifting and moving with it. We load stuff on one side, so again, your body gets used to, okay, I'm loaded on one side like I would if I'm carrying my kid, how to make sure my spine stays straight and my whole body stays strong. So most importantly, I don't hurt myself, but two, I'm then strong enough to go about my daily life. The other big part of our business that fed into the kind of equipment we had was the fact that we are a green business.
Exactly.
From the ground up. So we knew that we wanted to do, and we've both been all our whole life being ecologically minded and socially conscious. So we knew we wanted to do a green business. And your typical gym, your typical big box gym, is quite frankly one of the least eco-friendly businesses out there. First off, they tend to be these really large spaces. And so to just, you know, the lights for that, and then to keep that air conditioned, usually, that's a huge power drain, one. Two, you have, again, they have all these separate machines. The carbon footprint of making those machines and running all that is huge. You have all these rows of treadmills. One treadmill could typically use 1 kilowatt of power, like in 1 hour, just running normally. That's a kilowatt. That's a lot. And you've got, you know, 10, 15 treadmills plus bikes plus ellipticals,
a lot of machines,
all running, plus plasma screen TVs, you know, on them and everything like that, going the whole time. That's a huge power drain. They'll typically have water bottle services, so there's all these plastic water bottles around. So it's, again, just
water
a lot
cups, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of waste and a huge carbon footprint in terms of business. So we wanted to go in the other direction, very minimal. So like I said, no machines, so no carbon footprint there. The stuff we have, everything, the floors that made out of recycled rubber. The one large piece, like a jungle gym that we have, is all made out of reclaimed steel. We grab tires from a junkyard. We use low VOC paint, waterless urinals, low flow toilets, everything like that. So
awesome.
Every choice was very much made with kind of the green business model in mind. So that informed what we did as well.
Well, we're going to take a short break and probably show you a little bit about his Elevated Fitness, and we'll be back in a little bit to talk about our green business. Thank you.
Elevated Fitness is a high-altitude, carbon-neutral, human-powered fitness facility focused on dynamic, scientific workouts, helping you achieve maximum results through safe training based on solid, proven research. With over 30 combined years of experience, the fitness trainers of Elevated Fitness are certified in several fields to help you feel your absolute best, train for the activities and sports you actually do, and have fun at it too, all while helping the environment. As the only carbon-neutral gym in the nation, Elevated is a green on every level. From flooring made of recycled tires to energy-efficient lighting, here you can reduce your carbon footprint. Even the spin bikes deliver electricity back into the grid. Call 1-888-9-ELEVATED or come into the center to ask about a free class. Elevated Fitness, located at 4000 Lake Tahoe Boulevard, Suite 10, South Lake Tahoe, right inside the Rayleigh's Village Center across from the Heavenly Village. Visit us online at elevatedtahoe.com for more information. Green, fitness, life. Elevated.
Hi, I'm back with David Kumpe of Elevated Fitness, and tell you, I really did enjoy your place by seeing all those people working out. Was just awesome. It was like a focus. Everybody had the game face on. Once they got down, they did a cool down, and then they went went on their way. They already succeeded in their workout for the day.
And we try to make it fun too, because again, so many exercise options are they're just dull.
Yeah.
And bull. So yeah, I mean, just being on treadmill for 45 minutes. Me personally, I'd rather drill a hole in my head. Like that's just boring to me. Grinding through reps of stuff that gets really old really quick. So we try to do stuff that's a little more fun and dynamic. So full body moves. There's just something fun about swinging a sledgehammer and hitting a tire. It's like it's
awesome.
Primal. It's like.
But I really you do have the exercise bikes, but they're like. Tell me about your exercise bikes.
Yeah, so our exercise bikes are pretty special. We have spin classes, and this was one of our centerpieces for being a green business, is that we wanted to look into the idea of being completely carbon neutral, so having zero carbon footprint as a gym. And we found these bikes, and we're designing our own as well, where they actually generate power. So they've got this normal spin bike. It's got a generator hooked up to the front. So as you spin the wheel, that turns the generator. That generator makes electricity that gets fed back into the grid. So we actually, with the number of bikes that we have and the number of classes that we do, we produce more power than we use. So we are actually completely carbon neutral. We're one of only three. We're the only carbon neutral gym in the country, and one of only three in the entire world.
Well, I tell you, I wish more people thought like you guys.
Yeah,
it was awesome. And didn't you get an award for that as well?
We did, yes, from the South Tahoe Chamber of Commerce. They gave us the Small Green Business Award. Not bad for only being open, 6 months.
Well, it was well earned. When you go there, you should definitely go there and take a look at this location. It's like in the, like I said, by Sports LTD, and it's very vibrant. People get their workouts, but it's different types of equipment.
Yeah. So again, it's stuff that you don't normally see in your typical gym environment. Like I said, sandbags and ropes and drive sleds and tires and this thing called Viper, which is this rubber tube that you can do a lot of stuff with. So that's very cool. And then the spin port bikes. And our thought has always been like we wanted to kind of set the standard for that, because like all gyms could be doing that. It's you go into the typical gym and you just see these people on the treadmills, on the bikes, like they're moving. You could be harnessing that power, like,
exactly,
and you could do a lot with it. So it's not like space age technology. It's pretty simple stuff actually, just put together in the right way. And so we wanted to sort of set that standard. And that was very important for us, and we've so far gotten really good feedback from people for that, of people coming in and saying the idea of I'm getting in shape, but I'm also lowering my own personal carbon footprint and helping the planet at the same time. It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, it's very cool. And then your business model is?
Our business model is when we were getting everything together, we came with our core values. And as a business, and the main things were just that our number one was be a good egg. So it's like, and that applies to everything. So the workout that you're doing not only benefits you, but benefits the planet. Running our business in an ethical way. It's our feeling that we had to earn people's business, so that, for example, we don't have any contracts or anything. So that, because we figure that it's up to us to show the value of it, and so people, if they like it, they'll stick with it. If it's not quite their cup of tea, or we're not doing our job correctly, then they're not locked into anything.
Well, I remember from the lecture you had a very simple one. It was leave the place better than when you came. And I thought it's simple, but it's true. How many little things we can do every day to help each other. And
yeah, so both from a green standpoint of leave it better than you found it. Again, you're making electricity, you're lowering your carbon footprint. You're going to a place that does subscribe to a green business model. It's a sustainable business model. But also then with your health too, leave it better than you found it. You come in, you work out hard, you actually got a benefit from it versus just kind of going through the motions and spinning your wheels like so many people do. And which is why so many people get frustrated with their fitness and trying to reach their fitness goals, is that either they don't really know what to do, or the workouts they do are not the right thing they should be doing. It's either be the wrong exercise choice or the wrong intensity level, and most people just, again, go to the gym, work out, but that mostly means being on an elliptical or a bike for 20 minutes reading a magazine, and that's not doing you much good, and then laying down doing some crunches, and which aren't all that great of an exercise, and boom, I worked out for the day. Not really. So our thing is, get in and, one of the things we always tell people is that after they're done with the workout is you just got better. So it's like you everything you did just made you healthier and stronger and standing up taller and everything like that.
Well, I agree. And then when we shot you was at the Forest Suites, and I like the fact that you have a program for people who have a timeshare or here in a hotel as a guest to come over and work out for to check your place out. So when they're here on vacation, they can actually keep up their routine.
Yeah, I mean we have drop in for anybody that's around, but with Forest Suites we have a special thing where their guests can come in and work out for free with some of our classes. And then also with them, we're going to be doing several, this upcoming year, several different camp ideas where it's like weight loss camp, like a bridal camp.
Bridal camp?
Bridal camp. Lose those last few pounds or be able to get into that wedding dress kind of thing.
That's awesome.
For the bridesmaids and the grooms as well.
Instead of going out and getting drunk, you work out together.
There you go.
Because the days of those bridal parties, especially the women, they probably have more fun doing that.
Yeah, and then also doing a fight camp, so focusing on boxers, MMA fighters, where because of the high elevation of Tahoe, there is a very strong benefit of training at higher elevations. That's why the Olympic Training Center is in Colorado Springs. It's a high elevation. Your body produces more red blood cells. There's a human growth hormone. There's all kinds of positive physical changes that happen when you train at a higher elevation. So then when you go back to sea level to compete or wherever they may be, they just their body's more efficient once they return back to their regular environment. So doing a fight camp type thing where you're training for a while at a higher altitude will then benefit you for their competition.
Now, when you take your someone like a fighter versus a layman, wouldn't your nutrition choices be a lot different?
Yes, and so and that's our thing is that we don't do a blanket program for everybody because everybody is different. The 24-year-old MMA fighter is going to have different nutrition and fitness goals than the 50-year-old mother of 4. So we have, with each person, we have the kind of the general program, but we tweak it for each person. Either different ways of doing certain exercises with different emphasis. Also, if there's an injury, we work around that and make sure that they're doing stuff that doesn't aggravate it. Again, most importantly, don't get hurt. As a fitness professional, that should be your number one priority is do not hurt your client. So we want to make sure everything's safe.
Yeah. Well, I've had people who are actually the fitness expert hurt themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
That's even scarier.
Exactly. And there are programs out there where people are working out really hard, but they have high injury rates too. And so it's like that kind of defeats the purpose for me.
Unless you work for the.
So it provides great work. It provides a lot of business for acupuncturists and doctors, so they can benefit. But you yourself, you're not benefiting. So. Just the idea of tailoring it to the person so that the fighter, they will have different nutrition goals and we will work with them in terms of what they should be eating because that's different than, again, the housewife or the guy that works the 9 to 5 job and is the kind of more the weekend warrior type. So we change the exercises around to make it specific for them and then work on their nutrition.
Well, I wish I would have met you a long time ago because I got pneumonia and I ended up being bloated up by steroids and I had 300 pounds. So I was working out at Mount Blue, but there's no one to monitor me. So I wasted a lot of time trying to get back to a weight that was more normal. Yeah. And everything you're saying is I'm seeing the fighters I used to work, they'd work out there, but they're by themselves. There's no one monitoring them. You guys are really experts.
Yeah, and we really want to be hands-on with it. And that's the thing. A lot of people that want to get in shape will want to go to hire a personal trainer. Which is a fantastic idea, assuming the person is knowledgeable and knows what they're doing. I've seen lots of trainers out there who, not so much in that regard. I would say they don't make the best choices, but that's to each their own. But that could be very expensive for most people, prohibitively so. So our philosophy is that even with your base membership, you're basically getting private training, the entire unlimited private training. With each class, so we cap the number of people in the class, so it's never 40 people with one trainer and you get lost in the shuffle. It's always both Bridget and I teaching everyone, so we're always watching every person. Make sure your shoulders are back, get your hips back a little bit more, turn your right foot in just a little bit. And again, if someone has a certain pathology, we know that they externally rotate the hip. That's something that we'll really pay attention to make sure they're doing stuff right so that they get the most benefit and don't hurt themselves.
So you know his stuff or what?
I've been doing it for a while.
I went there and I observed your class, and you or Bridget are like, just two peas in a pod. You're definitely a mirror of each other.
Yeah, no,
She was watching people, you were watching people, and when
worked
she was
well
saying
together.
stuff, it was like barking. And do this. We're down to less than 2 minutes. Can you give out your address or your contact numbers?
Yes,
and
so
things?
our address is, again, we're in the Village Center, the north end of South Lake Tahoe, 4000 Lake Tahoe Boulevard, number 8 is the address. You can go to our website, elevatedtahoe.com. That's got all the information, class schedules, pricing. It's got videos of the stuff we do, more about our the green side of our business, profiles on Bridget and myself, so you can get a lot of information there. That's probably the best way to it. Phone number would be 530-318-8666 is our direct line, so you can give us a call anytime with any questions or email us from the website.
Excellent. Down to about 45 seconds. Do you have any last seconds or any last words you want to talk about your business? I know it's from the heart.
Just that, just to come in and try it out. Everybody gets their first classes free. We can talk about it. You can see it. That's all fine and good. The best way to find out is to actually just come and do it. So we encourage everybody just to come in and try a class for free. Try it out. Guaranteed it'll be different than anything you've ever done. A lot more fun. A lot more effective than any other workout that you've ever done.
Well, David, thank you for being on Health Talk.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for having me.
Go check out his business. You'll be glad you did. Thank you very much.